Hey guys, what's up? Hitmarthrower here, and welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine. In the last episode, we cleared up the 6th stage of the game, Noki Bay. So in this episode, as you can tell by our lovely chart here, we have got one more main stage to take care of, and then we'll be done with them, save for, of course, the 100 coin shines and all the blue coins that we'll find in the level. But as the main shines go, and the 2 secrets, we will be done with all of those. So, let's go ahead and get started. Now, in order to access, I'm not going to say unlock, because it's more of access. In order to access the final main area of the game, what you're going to need is the rocket nozzle. Now, if you've already gotten through Serena Beach, you'll know that you needed Yoshi in order to get rid of the pineapple. And likely, as soon as you got Yoshi, you probably got the 2 nozzles immediately afterwards, so likely you've got this by now, but if not, you will have to defeat Shadow Mario in order to get the rocket nozzle. You can head back behind the Shine Gate, as they mentioned near the very beginning of the game, that's what this is called. You can head back here a number of ways if you got the rocket nozzle, but once you head back here, you can of course rocket up to the top. And once you do that, you'll get not only a very lovely view of Delfino Plaza, I mean this is really nice, you can see Peanut Park in the background, you know, there's a couple islands out there, one way out there, I believe that's the airstrip actually. No, like, maybe that's not the airstrip, whatever, not important. And there's also a pipe up here, similar to the one that was in Serena Beach. So if we hop on in, we'll be taken to the final level of the game, the final main level anyway. Pianta Village, starting with Episode 1, Chain Chomplets, Unchained. Now, as you would come to expect from the final level, some of the missions are actually pretty difficult, in particular the one for Episode 4, rather infamous for many LPers, and who knows, maybe I'll make that infamy myself, but, you know, we'll find out, I guess. This level, or this episode I should say, is not too bad. It's not very good at introduction for the level, but either way, we're going to be playing it anyway. In Chain Chomplets Unchained, you've got 3 different Chain Chomps that are roaming around the area, and as you can probably guess from me spraying one a moment ago, they're on fire. Oh, did I actually? No, I did not. Oh, that's a shame. I thought I got him there for a minute completely. They're on fire. In order to put out that fire, what you need to do is spray them, and then while they are vulnerable and back to their normal selves, you want to be able to pull on their tails and send them into a body of water. I'd recommend this one because it's pretty easy to get to. So the boxes will not get in the way, however everything else pretty much is an obstacle. In order to find them, it's not that difficult. All you have to do is just look for the goop, and you know they're probably not that far away, so at least that's not too bad. Even when they try to attack you after you spray them initially, assuming that you, you know, just keep spraying them, it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, let's see if I can get you again. And of course, you can probably already... Hey, buddy, how's it going? Can you please go away? Can you go away? Can you stop following me for 5 seconds? Alright, here. Have a friend. Oh, he just went right through him. That's a little disappointing, not gonna lie. No, come on, let me move. Really? That's not cool. So, as I was saying a moment ago, the farther back that you pull on the tail, the farther back they'll go. Remember to always be kind to your pets. I kind of completely got distracted while I was concentrating. But the idea is to, once again, shoot them in that body of water. Once you've taken care of all 3, your shine will appear on top of a mushroom. It's actually pretty easy to access. It looks like it's kind of high up, but if you do a side flip, you'll get there very easily. But yeah, don't pull on animals' tails. They don't like that. But I bet most people probably learned that at a very young age if you had a pet dog or cat or whatever and tried to pull its tail and then it tried to bite you. Regardless, that level's not really that bad. I only had a little bit of bad luck there because 2 of them lined up at the same time, so they were just going after me one after the other. Normally, it's pretty easy to isolate them. I was just impatient on that. Whoa, let's not do that. You'll also notice that even though we had the rocket nozzle when we actually jumped into the stage, we did not keep the rocket nozzle. I believe I mentioned this way back in like stage 1 or 2 that you don't keep it. You always, if you get one, then you will just default to back to the hover nozzle and the just, you know, the regular squirting nozzle. You'll always have those whenever you enter a new area, be it going from a stage to Delfino Plaza or vice versa. Either way, Episode 2, Piantissimo's Crazy Climb. This is, I believe, unless I'm forgetting like a secret shine or something, this is the final time that we will be seeing Piantissimo. It is definitely the final time we will be seeing him in the main stages. So, while you would think it would actually be pretty hard, it's really not. It's pretty easy. Regardless, let's give him a good race, shall we? It's me, Piantissimo, and now listen, see that flag over there? Just kind of, you know, off the edge of a cliff where it's very easy to fall. Now, you and I shall race to get there the fastest. Yes, my personal record is 30 seconds. Impressive, eh? Are you at the ready? Then get set and go. This level is not particularly difficult. After you jump over that gate, you can pretty much just use the water slide ability, and you should be able to make it there long before he does. You know, at this point, you're probably at like 12, 13 seconds, and it'll take, you know, a couple more to get up to the top of the tree, but there you go. There's pretty much 20 seconds flat. Not quite, but pretty close, so... 2/3 of his record, and then he comes bringing up the rear. So, while you'd expect it to be pretty difficult, if you know that water slide trick, which you probably know from any LP you've watched by now, you're not gonna have any trouble with this one. Grr, yes, grr, that was not so bad, you are quick, yes. I suppose maybe I underestimated you a small bit, perhaps. You try again after you've practiced more. Until then, he will give you the second shine sprite of the wonderful Pianta village. That's probably the easiest one in this level, to be perfectly honest. And there's a blue coin up in that tree, in case you were, you know, hunting for those. I remember some of the blue coins kind of being a pain in this mission, but I guess we'll find out. So, we've seen a couple of the easy missions, and I mentioned there are some kind of difficult ones. This is where it's going to get a little bit more difficult. Primarily in this upcoming one, and I believe the 5th shine as well. Those, if I remember correctly, those are the 2 hardest ones. The 3rd one's not quite as bad, because I know a little bit of a trick to it, but, yeah, I mean, it's still pretty bad. So, let's go ahead and give it a shot. Episode 3, the Goopy Inferno. What? Yeah, that's right. Believe it or not, this is the first, and if I remember correctly, only time that you will get your flood taken away in a stage that isn't a quote-unquote secret, you know, the secret of Calcino, Delfino, anything like that. You will actually be stripped of flood, and as you probably just saw there in the opening area, flood is available in the level, so you will get him back, but it's at the very end of the stage. You'll use him for one jump, and then after that, you'll collect your shine, so you pretty much are missing him for the entire level. So, as you can well expect, without the ability of Flood to spray all of this fiery goop away, you're going to have to figure out a way to get back to Flood in the middle of this stage without, you know, getting set on fire repeatedly. I'm going to avoid that blue coin for now. But the easiest way to do this for me is, there's one of 2 options. Either one, you can, and I don't understand why anybody really does this anymore, what you can do is there is a maze, essentially, below this entire stage, and you can navigate through it. We'll be seeing it in later episodes, but I'm not going to do that in this stage, because I found a way that's much, much easier. The area we need to get to is right here. That gold mushroom is the end, so Flood's, you know, about right there, give or take. So an easier way to do it is simply to just clear off the goop by using Mario, because you still have a bit of a water effect if you do a side jump here. You can see some of the water droplets are actually taking away the fire. So you can use side flips to get rid of this. You can use the spin to get rid of it a little bit more. You know, either of those. You can actually turn a side flip into a spin halfway through, as you can see right there. I never really showed this thus far, but really you don't need that effect. It's kind of cool, but it's probably not going to help you much here. So note that these guys, as you can expect, will likely get in the way, so try to lure them into jumping into the water, because if they do that, of course, you know, no problem. There are also, in addition, birds, some kind of firebirds hovering over the stage, so now and again they might drop a little bit more of that goop in your way, and you'll just have to get rid of it again. It's not too much, thankfully, but it's enough to be noticeable, because, you know, of course, if there's any little spot left, or, you know, even a decent amount, then if you get hit by it, well, that's gonna happen. Come on, birds. Get out of here. Yeah, see what I mean? It was bigger a second ago, and then I shrank it down a little bit, and then I got hit by it somehow. But you want to try to get as far out as you can, so like the second you touch the water, just flip back and try to get as much distance as you can right here. And then once you think you've gotten enough, which I don't think I've quite gotten enough here. Yeah, that's about as... Come on, come on. No, really? 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 Jeez, I don't know how long it's been since I actually died in a stage besides, you know, like the Floodless level or something like that, where it just took you back to the start of that. Game! Anyway. It had to be said. I'm sorry, John. It had to be said. Yeah, I know I lose Flood. There's actually a little thing I want to show off, but I'm not going to be able to do it in this level because I don't have Flood for most of it. If you spray water near the start right here, normally what happens is the second you hit the bridge, that water slide effect goes away, but sometimes it won't, and you'll actually just glitch through the bridge and just fall to your death. It's kind of funny. So if anybody ever makes an all-death video, you know, if I show that off, there's one for free right there. And there's that dude running around, once again on fire. He's just in a perpetual state of being on fire. It's not something good to be in a perpetual state of, but, you know, he does it well. He does it well. Okay, let's avoid that. You can get that little island free goop if you want in order to get the tree. It's not going to help you with anything, but if you want to, you can. Gotta get the camera a little bit. There we go. If you can get it overhead, that helps a lot here, because then you can actually see what you're doing. And who would have thought in a platformer, seeing what you were doing is, you know, actually pretty useful. It's one of the things that I'm not a big fan of in, like, ROM hacks or Mario Maker or whatever you want to call it, is having to jump to stuff you can't see, you know. There should be some indication that, hey, you can jump over to this spot. If there's not, then it's, you know, rather annoying. Making blind jumps. Yo! Get that out of here, stupid birds. Come on, let's see if we can get the goop out of here. Well, no, not like that. Come on, jump towards me. There you go. First, the thing is you actually have to touch the water. You also have to get Mario to spin the right way. This is kind of the same problem that we had with Yoshi's Fruit Adventure. Or if you can do the spin right, then you can get some serious distance here, but if you do it wrong... There we go. No, don't move, don't move, don't move. Do not move. Whatever you do, don't move. Then, once you get close enough, you can do a side flip or that little tornado spin thing, and make it up here. That is much, much faster than navigating the underground area. Trust me. I've done it before. It was a pain. Then all you have to do is do a little side flip or tornado flip. Either one. Up here. And spray this guy, and collect your shine spray. You know, if Shadow Mario wanted to be an absolute jerk, he could have left Flood there without any water, and we would have had to go back to that area and get water, and then come back here. But, you know, either way, I'm grateful he didn't. One thing about this gold mushroom, though, because, like, the little sparkle effect on it, I always have the urge to, like, ground pound on it. It's kind of like with Skyward Sword, near the start of the game, where you cut the mushrooms and it has a little power release in order to scare the Kikwis, or whatever they're called. I think it's Kikwis. It's been a while since I played Skyward Sword, actually. I know I was initially doing that LP and it ended up getting canceled because the video quality was absolutely terrible, but, you know, what are you gonna do, right? Regardless, would you stop doing that, dude? You're gonna get yourself in trouble. Don't have to go all the way back. Whoa! That was weird. It was doing, like, the zoom-in effect, like I was behind something, even though I wasn't, really. Episode 4, Chain Chomp's Bath. This one's kind of, I guess annoying is probably the better word. It's not difficult, but it is very annoying. So, annoying is what we're going to go with. I'm going to see if I can get that glitch to go off here. No, not like that. I actually have to get water on the ground, dude. Come on, I want to show it off. It looks funny. Well, not like that either, man. You actually have to get running at it. It's not that difficult to show off. Chugga Conroy did it completely by accident. Let's try from back here. That might be a little bit easier. If the camera would be so kind. Nah, I'm not gonna get it. Alright, well, I'll just keep trying it each time I go across this bridge. I almost called it a staircase. Nice job, me. Oh, man. You can talk to the mayor to figure out what's going on, but that's my job, so we really don't need that advice. As you can see, kind of like with the small chain Chomplets, we've got a gigantic one right here, who apparently needs to cool down just as much as the other ones do. So once you've done that, you know, the typical spray him with water, you can grab the chain here, and pull him in theoretically, whatever direction you like. It's not really working that well right here. The first time, I don't know if he's supposed to be stuck there, but the idea is to get him back along the pathways, because he will only follow the pathways like the chain chomplets will. Seems to dislike bathing. Yeah, I can't imagine why. He's a dog. They seem to go mad with rage when they overheat. Chain Chomp used to overheat? It's super effective? Nah, probably not. Now, thankfully, as far as I remember... Yeah, that's totally what I was going to say. Thankfully, as far as I remember, with these guys... Come on, let me go up there. If you start spraying them, they will not regain their... You know, like, however much they've lost. They don't gradually regain their quote-unquote HP. I'm gonna find out here, actually. I don't think they go back to being, like, the Fireball version. I think he'll stay it. No, he is slowly getting it back, but not very quickly. So what I'm going to do, basically, because they will actually try to actively avoid you, not that he can do a very good job, because, you know, he's not exactly moving fast, but they will try to actively avoid you. So the area you want to take him to is pretty much on the other side of where we are right now. This is near the start. We want to get him to the other end, because there is a hot spring there that you need to drag him into. That's how you're going to bathe him. He will not be able to be taken anywhere except along the paths, and so you're going to have to drag him there instead. There we go. See, he was about to go down that path, but he wanted to avoid me, so instead he went this way. So right now we're just going to let him slowly follow around, because like I said, it's annoying, but it's not difficult. If you try to force this too much, then it will become a difficult mission. But if you don't, then it's not too bad. Just keep him at a low amount. Off-camera violence! Come here, you. This may not be fast enough, I'm not sure. But if he starts to get away, then we can just spray him again, so... This last part's the most difficult, because you have to get back along this pathway. Whoa! That was close! I almost got crushed. I don't know if you can get crushed there, but I was not about to find out. Either way, once you've lured him into the hot spring, he will, against his will, take a bath and turn into a golden chain chomp, and will release our very deserved Shine Sprite. Remember, kids, always be nice to your pets, but give them baths even if they don't want it. It's for their own good. Usually it is. Of course, as with most dogs, at least all the ones I've owned, because I've had a few over the years, every single one I've owned, the second you give them a bath and let them outside, what are they going to do? They're just going to roll around in the grass and the dirt and the mud and all that, and, you know, just immediately get dirty afterwards, so you got to dry them off. And depending on the breed, that may not matter, you know. But with long-haired dogs, ooh, yeah, not good. Episode 5, Secret of the Village Underside. This is a very, very infamous shine, and for the first part of the stage, if you've only seen the running joke, you may not recognize it immediately. This is the underside of the village that I mentioned back in episode 3. You don't need to use this in order to progress through the Goopy Inferno, but you can if you want to. Now, while normally you would just jump straight down there, you already saw that Yoshi egg, so you can probably already guess full well you are in fact going to need Yoshi, because there's some of that special kind of goop that only he can get rid of. Yo! So Yoshi will ask for a fruit. It is not always the same one. In this case, it just happens to be a coconut, but all the fruits are found in the same place. I don't believe he'll ask for a durian, but he might. I don't think he does. I've never seen it happen, but luckily, all the fruits are in one place, if I can actually get up there. There we go. It won't let you stay on top of this tree for whatever reason. But yes, everything you need. Pear, banana... Well, if I could get more of them down, there's the coconut. The pineapple's also here as well. It's a little bit farther back, but it's here. There's the durian. Where is it? I know it's here, because yeah, there we go. Let's say, because this is the one shine that I went to my full file and practiced, and that was the one fruit I needed was the pineapple, so yeah, anything you can need, they're all right there. So, not hard to find, which is good, because this stage is going to be fun. Oh boy. So once we've obtained Yoshi, we can head back to the main part of the stage. So you can see there's an M right there. You can spray for a blue coin. You can jump off the bridge or just take the bridge all the way back and jump off that way if you're not feeling comfortable. And we'll be bouncing on these very psychedelic mushrooms. This green one right here actually functions as a spring. You can probably already guess by the line of coins that are going up. But yes, that one will function like a spring, so if you ever get down here and need to get back up, that's a very good way to get back. This mushroom is here just taunting me. I don't know why. You can't get this with Yoshi's tongue or anything like that. It's pretty much a suicide. I would not recommend it, especially since there's 2 1-ups here in a second that are much, much easier to get. That was a bad idea. I can't see what I'm doing. Alright, we're just gonna go for it. That looked like it was higher up than it was, I guess. But yeah, you can pick up a couple 1-ups right here, and I'd recommend doing so. You're probably going to need them. So let's go ahead and grab that one. Hop over here. Grab this one. I'm going to go ahead and spray this now. Not because of danger of losing Yoshi, but I don't want to land on that platform and then get, land on top of it immediately. And as you can expect, this will take us to a secret area. One that you'll probably recognize immediately. Yep. For those of you that wanted to see me rage, you're likely getting your chance right here. This is a very infamous stage. Hey, I did get 20 lives. Howdy, I'm a chuckster! You better be careful when speaking to powerful Piantas. Some will chuck you straight up, but most chuck you backward. When it comes to tossing folk, well, I'm a chuckster! Now, you're gonna get tired of hearing that. I can guarantee you will get very tired of hearing that. So, as he did mention, whenever talking to most Piantas in this area, they will say, I'm a chuckster! And they'll throw you in whatever direction Mario is facing. It says behind them, but like, let's say you're facing here, then you're going to get tossed that way. So, you're facing north, you'll get tossed north. So, we've got to do a little bit of a puzzle, and boy, can it get aggravating when you mess it up, because it is very, very precise. So now that we have our 21 lives, let's get prepared to lose quite a bit of them. I'm a chuckster! And yes, I'm going to say that for every single time it happens. These 2 right here function a little bit differently. Depending on which one you speak to, will give you different results. Don't hold back! That one will throw you incredibly far, so you want to speak to him when he's very far back or very close to you whenever you're coming up to them. And the other one is the opposite. He will not throw you very far, so you need to wait till he is at the edge of the platform in order for him to throw you. This guy, I don't think it matters too much where you speak to him, as long as you're lined up correctly with the platform above you. Because I don't think height matters otherwise. Higher! Higher! That one's pretty forgiving, thankfully. Now, you can kill these guys if you want, these little duck things, but there's no point. As you can see, they're infinitely spawning out of the corners, so really there's no reason to. They're kind of obnoxious. I'm a chuckster! Now, you can head over there if you want for some 1-ups and some coins. I don't know why you'd be trying to go for a 1-up that far away, especially when the shine is on the other side, and it's not, you've only got one more chucking to deal with. One more chucking to deal with. I'm a chuckster! But thankfully, somehow, I managed to get that in one try. I'm giving myself a round of applause for that, because I did not cut right there. Believe it or not, I actually did not cut. I'm impressed with myself. I got that in one try. So, with that surprisingly good amount of skill for once, we're done with this episode. So next time on Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine, we'll be heading back to the second half of Pianta Village. And if you're a little bit disappointed that I didn't do well, keep in mind, that was a secret stage, which means we're going back for the 8 red coins. See you guys then.